that year in NBA Finals. But people say LeBron didn't have no help. Well, who helped him beat the Pistons, who had the #1 seed? This is one of the best
The
teams with
man scored
Chauncey
the
Billups,
final
Richard
25
Hamilton,
points.
Rasheed.
What's going on, guys? It's Steve. This is the most overrated player of all time, supposedly, is LeBron James. This dude lost his damn mind. We already know this is going to be the most biased, disgusting, garbage junk we've ever seen in our entire life. Two things happened to me yesterday. I get my car back from the mechanic, right? I get my car back from the mechanic. Literally, I drive 2 blocks, and that thing breaks down again. You don't understand how upset I felt, and how I waited a week to get my car back, and it breaks down not even a full minute after I drive off. Are you serious? Can you? I felt like doing some very bad things to myself. And it's not the mechanic's fault. It was something else that broke down, not the part that he fixed. But it was something that I didn't know was already messed up, but it was messed up because I didn't realize it because the other thing was so bad that was messed up. And it's like, do I just buy a car? But no. Okay, I'm going to keep the one I have and just keep fixing it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's watch this motherfucker. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, Struggle Squad? The Island Race coming to you live with yet another video. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Does facts prove that LeBron James is the most overrated player in NBA history? When talking basketball with NBA fans, I like to find nothing but facts. To them, for my
might look a little grizzly right now.
Majority of times, fans are so emotionally attached to players.
You gotta defend LeBron. You know what I mean? Come on now.
They depend on different media outlets to shape their opinion. That they fail to go to the sites like Basketball Reference and fully analyze the game and find facts to form their own opinion. So when they can't counter you in an argument, they resort to saying, "Oh, you a hater," But it's funny because instead of holding players accountable, they make excuses. Now, does facts prove LeBron James is the most overrated player in NBA history? Let's see. LeBron James
so he's actually not going to be biased.
Is one of the most hyped up NBA players and has been getting praise since his days of high school. I mean, probably earlier than that. Legend has it that LeBron James makes the players around him better. Let's see. In LeBron James' first 2 professional seasons,
remember when Mo Williams became an all-star because of LeBron?
But a lot of fans will give all the credit to LeBron so much that they fail to see that he really had talent around him. But they discredit the talent because they aren't superstar names. Once the team wins, then players acknowledge the other talent that's around him. So let's go back to the beginning. On that 2003 Cavs team, this is when LeBron James was drafted.
And my man, Drew Gooden, Big Z.
Increase. But they had Carlos Boozer, who averaged 15 points per game. People discredit the guy Ilgauskas, but he was an all-star before LeBron James was drafted. He played, he averaged 17 points per game the year before LeBron James came to the league. Yet his numbers dropped while playing with LeBron James.
Next, but the thing, he kept getting injured, guy. Like, you don't even understand the context.
His nickname was Ricky Buckets, averaged 20 points per game in 2002, the year before LeBron James came to the NBA. This is for the
field goal percentage, though, bro.
His numbers dropped once LeBron James joined the team. They had Darius Miles, who didn't have the best average, 10 points per game in 03, but coming off the bench,
LeBron looks like a kid in that picture.
The right system, and you let the coach do their job, then it will help you. Darius Miles did eventually go on to play for the Trailblazers and average 14 points per game. Now, I'm not saying these guys are superstars,
such great
but like I said, with a great coach and the talent, getting everyone involved, of course, they're going to get better. So eventually Mike Brown came, and people like to discredit Mike Brown, which they do to build LeBron James up. They tear other people down just so they could build LeBron James up and once again overhype him. And it's coming from ESPN and major media outlets with a lot of power that's brainwashing a lot of these fans, and they're not able to see the truth. Mike Brown is a great defensive mind, which is why Golden State has become so successful defensively. People don't understand that defense wins championships. We know this saying, defense wins championships. So let's fast forward just a little bit. Back in 2000, the Cavs had improved and they added Larry Hughes, who averaged 18 points per game. The first season with the Wizards, he averaged, the first season he averaged 18 points per game, and that following season he averaged 22 points per game. This season before, this is around 2005, 2006, when the Cavs, added Mike Brown, and this when they started getting better. The 2005 season, they got better as far as like their win percentage.
I'm about to
But Mike
destroy this
Brown, being
dude's
the defensive
argument.
mind that he is,
I'm about to
he
destroy.
realized
I
that
guarantee
they
you, it's
really
the
needed
type of dude that
defense
thinks
in order
MJ
to
is the
get
greatest of all
further
time.
and make it to the finals. And that's what happened. That's when they were ranked fourth defensively, you know, and they added Larry Hughes, and that's when they started to get a little bit better. Larry Hughes once averaged 22 points per game, before he joined with LeBron. But unfortunately, joining with LeBron, his number dropped once again. Now, players don't average big numbers with the Spurs, but they contribute enough as a collective group playing team basketball and team defense that they're successful. Ilgauskas averaged 15 points per game, that season. The next season, the team was able to reach the NBA Finals. You know, Mike Brown knew that they needed to get better
Because of
defensively,
LeBron.
and in the
Take him off
next
the
year,
team. Yo, come on, man.
2006, they ranked, fourth defensively. They ranked in the top 5 defensively to make it to the NBA Finals. The Cavs were swept that year in NBA Finals, but people say LeBron didn't have no help. Well, who helped him beat the Pistons, who had the number 1 seed? This was one of the best teams with Chauncey
The man
Billups,
scored the
Richard
final
Hamilton,
25
Rasheed
points.
Wallace. They were NBA champions before. So who helped him beat that team?
He
That
helped
was not just
himself.
no
He scored the
average
final
Joe Blow
25
team. They were the
points.
number 1 seed, and they were beating teams. So who helped him? You can't just beat a team by yourself. He had help. And then you hear people
Against
say,
this stacked-ass
they
team,
bring up
man.
excuses and say teams, this team might have been old or this team might have been old. But Tim Duncan was 37 and Manu Ginobili was 36 the year, when they destroyed the stacked Miami Heat with LeBron James in 2014, 2015 for 1 in the NBA Finals. But we're going to save that for later. We're going to go back to this finals. LeBron James averaged 27 points the entire regular season, but once he got to the NBA Finals in 2006, he was outballed by Tony Parker, and LeBron only averaged 22 points per game. In Game 1, LeBron James averaged 14 points, 4 assists, and 7
How you average
rebounds
14 points in
with
one
6
game?
turnovers.
Dude, the man
The
is 22
problem
years old. You expect
with
him to drop 30
LeBron James in
against the
these
greatest
finals
team
in
of all time?
2006 was he didn't show up in the fourth quarter, and he had a total of 23 turnovers in the finals. This was him by himself. In the Eastern Conference Finals, it was 2005. LeBron James had the Detroit Pistons up 3-2 and could have defeated the Pistons at home and blew a 3-2
He was
lead.
21.
So we fast forward to 2008
Yo,
and
it's
2009.
crazy.
LeBron James had the number 1 seed 2 years in a row.
Because he's the greatest of all time.
In
And
the
he made Mo Williams an
2008-2009
all-star.
season, LeBron James had the number 1 seed. The 2009-2010 season, LeBron James had the number 1 seed. That's 2 years in a row. But he quit on this team. Everybody likes to talk about the Big Three in Boston and how great they were, but LeBron James had a better record than them 2 years straight. And you don't get there if you don't have the best record 2 years
'Cause of
straight by
injury.
not having any help. But that wasn't enough.
Context.
2010-2011, LeBron joined the Miami Heat with 2 All-Stars in Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Superstars,
and
not
still
all-stars,
lost
buddy.
to an old Mavericks team with a Jason Kidd who was 37 years old and only averaged 7 points.
This is
On that team, they
unexcusable.
had Brendan Haywood, Sean Marion,
But you
Caron
have
Butler,
to
and Jason
consider
Terry.
that he's playing against a top 15
2011-2012,
player of
they
all
beat
time in
OKC.
Dirk. So
But
it's
they
not
only
really
won
that
46
bad, but the
games.
fact that he
And
didn't
you
show
had
up
one of
was
the
pretty
best
bad.
teams in the East, and you were only able to
If he showed
win
up and they still
46
lost, it
games.
wouldn't have been that bad because Dirk
and the
is,
funny thing about
Dirk.
that is,
You know what I'm saying? But
his last 2
I
years
get
when
you
he was
on
about
this.
to lead Cleveland, he had a better record than his first 2 seasons with Miami, and he had 2 All-Stars on this team. But he had All-Stars when he played with, the Cleveland Cavaliers. People don't
Fun
understand
fact,
that Mo Williams
Mo-
was averaging 17 points per game before he joined LeBron James. Like, people
Fun fact,
discredit
Mo
these players
Williams was only an
because now
all-star
once they
that
get with
year,
LeBron, their
the
numbers
year he
start
played
to
with
drop because
LeBron,
LeBron has
because Chris
the
Bosh
ball
got
in his
injured,
hand
you know, but
majority of
he
the
won't say
time,
that in this
and a lot
video,
of
though.
these guys aren't getting involved. It's a LeBron system. And if he was really making these players better, they would go from making 17 points per game or 14 points a game to averaging 20 points per game or averaging 25 points per game. In 2012, 2013, they added another great talent, one of the
So is
greatest
that why
shooters of
Stephen
all
Curry and
time,
Kevin
and
Durant's
Ray
points
Allen.
per game went
And they were
down?
stacked and still went 7 games with the Pacers.
I mean,
They played an old Spurs team and barely won. In 2014, 2015, they had the exact same team the next season and got destroyed by the old Spurs team 4-1. Tim Duncan was 37 years old, Manu Ginobili
so
was 36 years old, and LeBron James quit on his team once again. So that is part one. You know, we're going
the,
to do part two and part three. We will cover LeBron James' overrated stat, you know, leading the playoffs and scoring and
I'm about to
leading in
spit some
every
straight
statistical
facts right now.
category in the finals. And we're going to cover more in, you know, in the second go round with the Cavs and, you know, just break down what Dan Gilbert stated about LeBron. We're going to really fully.
I gotta turn it off there. First of all, LeBron's had cramps since he was a rookie. That's something he's always been through. That's number one. Number two, Tim Duncan was 37 years old. So, look at what Dwayne Wade did in 2016 in the playoffs. Or were they down, what, 3-1, 3-2 from the Hornets? And still came back and dominated because that's what Hall of Fame players do. Okay, that's what Hall of Fame players do. And can we also talk about how they had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, all who showed up, whereas Dwayne Wade didn't, Chris Bosh didn't? Can we talk about that? I mean, goddamn, you want to talk about his points per game would have went up, Mo Williams' points per game would have went up? Okay. So why does Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant's point per game go down since they played together? And you said, oh, well, when he joined Miami, they should have had a better record. Okay, yeah, why? Why then did the Golden State Warriors had a worse record when Kevin Durant joined than when it was just Stephen Curry? Debunk that, you most biased son of a gun, man. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, let me tell you this right now. LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. It's not even a debate. I'll spit straight facts. And I thought he was going to bring up Michael Jordan because I was about to show him. But Michael Jordan had teammates when he was 1-9 without Scottie Pippen who were averaging like 17, 14. Charles Oakley, by the way. 17, 14, and etc. It's been your man, Steve. Stop with the biasness. This is the GOAT. I'm out. Peace.